In goes that corner, driven with some real pace on it. Curled in this time, headed out really well by Gabriel. Challenged over the slice. I think he got carried away a little bit there, Chalaba. Tucked him poorly. Space for Timber.
Space with his right foot. And this is the problem for referees these days, Stephen. For us, don't know how they change it.
No, it's very difficult because it's like the old boy who cries wolf, isn't it? You know, you sort of don't think somebody's hurt, but you can't take that chance because they might be.
Yeah.
Fofana for Chalaba.
Against Arsenal, get to a cup final for Chelsea, but at the moment they're not creating enough in that final third. They're keeping possession here, and Arsenal are letting them have the possession here across the back three, and when it goes in certain areas they're going to create anything at the moment. Fofana was a little bit lucky not to be dispossessed by Martinelli, who's hunting down enthusiastically. Fofana needed the help that he got from Gusto, and they do get a free kick in the end. Delap, Gusto, Fernandez and Cucurella in the middle, João Pedro arriving. Fofana with a little push on Martinelli, and Arsenal have the free kick. He's in this fixture, but I don't know what Fofana's doing there. Martinelli's going back towards his own goal, going nowhere, and you go and foul him and relieve the pressure on Arsenal. Silly foul from the centre-back for Chelsea. Certainly Arsenal, a side who are used to creating chances with real frequency, particularly at home, have been just tied up a little bit in this first half hour. Yeah, but it was a little bit like this in the second half against Liverpool, when that 0-0 where Liverpool could have won that, as I said, and then Man United was a little bit like that when they lost late on with that fantastic goal against United. But you know, at home maybe they're starting, the pressure's starting to build a little bit on them. The expectations of the crowd, why aren't they going forward and scoring goals all the time? Sometimes it doesn't work like that. You just got to keep plugging away as they are tonight. Gusto just snapping into Zubimendi. Here's Gabriel. Julian Timber, who finds himself in a central midfield position. Santos into João Pedro. Collision from Madueke brings the free kick. He's done really well there, João Pedro, though. He's under pressure from Gabriel, pushing him back towards his own goal. Protected it really well. Well, there is Gabriel Jesus, who, along with Calafiori, is just going to go and stretch his legs. Missed an awful lot of football, of course, back from an ACL injury, which basically kept him out of the game for best part of a year. And I have to say, I've been very impressed by how sharp he's been since he came back, Gabriel Jesus. I actually think he looks sharper now than he did before his injury. Yeah, and I think he looks more dangerous in front of goal. And sometimes you've been out for a long time with injury, you do different types of training, you're more powerful when you come back. Lovely ball by Rice to Madueke. Gusto. This has been cagier than the first leg. Often in a two-legged tie, it's the first leg that's cagey, and the second it opens up. But it's almost been like that in reverse. Here's Martinelli getting in behind Malo Gusto. Big chance, good turn, good block by Malo Gusto. Recovered well, Gusto, as you said. Made a brilliant block in the end, but Martinelli, I think he's got to get his shot off quicker. Poor defending in the first place. Martinelli got to cut across to his right-hand side, then get the shot off. He turns back on his left foot and allows the block to come in, and Sanchez just comes and picks it up. Good defending, Gusto. Well, it fell kindly. It's a good block from the right back who's out of position here. Victor Gyökeres. There's Santos. Rebounds to Nkapie. Chelsea think he's offside, and he is. Yeah, he's not offside there, but afterwards he's offside there, and the ball comes back to him. He's a good metre offside. Flag goes up.
Well, it fell kindly. It's a good block from the right back who's out of position here.
Well, 3 touches so far for the Swedish international.
Gördün mü? 여기가 왜 그러겠지? 내가 아까 그러겠지.
He's not offside there, but
King of goal scorers doesn't always touch the ball that often, but I think he works.
Well, 3 touches so far for the Swedish international. The king of goal scorers doesn't always touch the ball that often, but doesn't seem to worry.
So hard for the team though, closing down, running across the line. Sometimes when the ball comes to him, maybe he doesn't have the energy to
하는 라인은 흘러.
down, running across the line. Sometimes when the ball comes to
stick it in the back of the net, but Haaland is just phenomenal for me. What a player.
Aqui agora nós temos
Timber.
잡는 미야오나.
Into the last 10 minutes of an intriguing and wet first half. Given away by Saliba, gobbled up by Andre Santos. Purposefully forward from João Pedro, couldn't find Delap though. Enzo Fernandez.
everyone behind the ball. So if they don't move the ball quick enough, Arsenal can get back and get set, and then they're very hard to play through. They end up going backwards.
Delap. For Chelsea is they keep the ball into a certain area and then they go backwards, and that allows Arsenal then to get everyone behind the ball. So if they don't move the ball quick enough, Arsenal can get back and get set, and then they're very hard to play through. They end up going backwards. Sanchez drilled away toward Cucurella. Zubamendi keeping the second ball away from João Pedro. Challenging Capie on Delap. Here come Arsenal. Martinelli scampering down the line. Fofana covering well. Amazing really, Fofana's only just passed 50 games for Chelsea. He's been so unlucky with injury, hasn't he? I mean, he's just, every time you think he's getting back the kind of player that he looked at Leicester City as a very young man, another injury seems to come along.
Yeah, absolutely. Stop, start, and mostly stop and start for him. But when he does play, he gets better with games. They need him to stay fit till the end of the season now. Really pushing all the competitions they're in.
Enzo Fernandez for João Pedro. Gusto for Delap. Gabriel, Chelsea playing a long game here, Liam Racinia's side. Yeah, it's been a long ball. I mean, they're going to use every bit of the 90 minutes to get that goal.
Absolutely, but they had three players in the box waiting for that cross from Delap. So maybe they just fancy trying to get a goal before half-time. As we said, it's a long way to go in this game. The first goal is going to be so important. Both sides know that.
It's a good foot in from Gabriel. Martinelli has been sprightly. Needed all three of them, Gusto, Caicedo and Fofana, but they did the job. We've got two balls on the pitch. Not sure where that one came from. I assume from the crowd.
Threw it back on, I don't know. He could have come on and got it.
They're probably under strict instructions not to.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was an incident involving Chelsea down at Swansea, wasn't there, with a ball boy? Was that Eden Hazard? Yeah.
Good little ball round the corner. He's in full stretch for that, so he can't control it out for the corner.
Chalobah. Here for Chelsea, 5 minutes of this first half to go. Real goal-scoring opportunities have been. At a premium, to say the least. But it's been an enjoyable tactical battle. Sparring at the moment rather than slugging, I think. But that's an error by Saliba and a Chelsea corner.
Yeah, Good little ball round the corner. He's hitting full stretch for that, Saliba. Can't control it out for the corner.
Enzo Fernandez is going to take this. Which one of the corner playbook is he going to use? Right into the fists of Kepa, Andre Santos, and Wake.
Well, the goalkeeper there, Kepa, came all the way, got a good punch on him. Don't want to be trying to catch
Aretha Bala.
Ariano Bilibi. Everybody? The garbage
Coming from behind has been a theme for them over the last.
Cost Arsenal 5.
Yeah, incredible. He did very well down in Bournemouth as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he did. I thought he did very well, yeah.
I think Chelsea bought him on the back of Alisson going to Liverpool for such a big fee, and then they went out and got a younger goalkeeper. He didn't quite live up to the expectations, I don't think. But
45, when you've not really played with a back five at all, except for 45 minutes.
still had a good career, still having a good career.
Yeah. Had a loan spell at Real Madrid, of course, as well, from Chelsea, Kepa. And he's still only 31, actually. A fresh face, 31 as well.
Yeah, very young for a goalkeeper. Got another 10 years.
10 might be pushing it slightly, but I don't know. Peter Shilton, Dino's off.
Yes.
Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea. Good effort. Palmed away by the aforementioned Kepa.
Yeah, he read what Fernandez was going to do there, Enzo. Kepa just moved across and got a good hand on it, pushed it away to safety.
Offside. Well, he hit it well, Enzo Fernandez, and he's popped up with so many important goals this season.
Yeah, it just opens up for him, doesn't it? But you can see what he's going to do, try and bend it in that far corner, and Kepa read it all the way. Comfortable save, really, one for the cameras.
10 goals this season, the latest of which was in that 3-2 comeback. Also came from behind to beat Napoli in the Champions League last midweek, so coming from behind has been a theme for them over the last 7 to 10 days, and they're having to try and do it again, albeit.
But I think going into half-time, if it stays like this, I think Liam Rosenior will be pleased with the way his team have handled Arsenal here at home at the Emirates. They're a formidable team, as we touched on. But it's all about concentration and organisation in the second 45, when you've not really played with a back five at all, except for 45 minutes in this game.
Very nearly did. That was awkward height.
Yeah, but what's the goalkeeper doing? Should have come and gathered that.
Enzo Fernandez round the corner. Caicedo, tangle of legs, which included those of the referee, I think.
Andre Santos says it's my ball. Referee says no, it's mine.
If this does go in at 0-0 at half-time, and it looks like that at the moment, you could argue that the game has gone to Liam Rosenior's plan rather more than it has Mikel Arteta's.
I think you're absolutely right. There's only 1 minute to add on as well. I think if it does go in at 0-0, but the problem is for Chelsea is, and Liam Rosenior is, do I keep playing the same way? When do I have to change if it stays 0-0? How do I force a goal?
Dalagaatti jirra kam. Current viewer takka.
And that might be bringing this man off Delat. He's worked very hard, but he's not going to go by anybody in that wide right position.
Yeah, that was, it's been said a few times by coaches over the last year or so. Sometimes it's about the players who finish the game as much as it is the players who start the game. And they have Cole Palmer and Estevao on the bench. But finish the game as much as it is the players who start the game. Changes.
Yes, absolutely. And scorers, goal scorers.
Hato, Caicedo, Cucurella. Oof. Well, and he had a bit more confidence. Changes.
andate allenavate Chelsea giocate
Make their way to the dry of the dressing rooms. We are all square halfway through the second leg of this semi-final. Not too many chances to speak of. A couple. Make their way to the dry of the dressing rooms. We are all square halfway through the fairly routine saves. One apiece really. Sanchez and Kepa. It is 0-0 at half-time, which means that on aggregate, halfway through the second leg of this all-London semi-final, it is one apiece really. Sanchez and Kepa. It is 0-0. Arsenal 3, Chelsea 2.
And despite that scoreline, Chelsea are positive, applauding each other as they walk off the field. It is bitterly cold there, isn't it? A couple of chances for the Gunners to increase their advantage in this Carabao Cup semi-final, but it is still goalless in North London, in what is always an enticing London derby. Right, we'll get the thoughts of Tim Krul and Didier Domi on our return. Arsenal with that slender lead from the first leg at the Bridge, but Chelsea are still in it. Analysis on the way.
Newcastle United
Selama ni apa dia?
It's time for a very special game.
This our time, we run it. This our side, we on it. This our grind, we want it. Did it and done it, can't outrun it.
Tabakovic!
Clap your hands if